This might be the biggest decision of my life. This is it. Just worked my last week on the tools, landscaping, and I'm officially no longer a landscaper. It's a job that's paid my bills for the last 8 months while I've built Zenvoy at 5 a.m, night time and on the weekends. I handed in my notice. I finished the job, and to be honest, I thought at this stage that this would feel like a relief, but it's the complete opposite. Everyone told me I would feel relieved, but I just don't. I feel like the floor's been taken out beneath me, and whatever I had that was supporting me is gone, really. I've done this on purpose. I've got 3 weeks left. Wow. Oh yeah, I've got 3 weeks until launch, and I just need to be focusing all my time on Zenvoy, and hopefully it works out this time. I want to walk through what actually happened here, because I think the exact version matters more than the general one. For 8 months I've been landscaping while building Zenvoy. I'd wake up early in the mornings and start building Zenvoy at around 5 a.m, go to work, get home at 4:30 and continue. That was just my work schedule. The other side of it was every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I'd be just doing the Zenvoy catch-up, just trying to get to the position that I needed to be in by the end of that week. That worked when the app was further from finished, when there was room for it to move slowly. We're a few weeks away from actually submitting this to the App Store now, and what's left isn't small. I need to get real testers on the payment system. I have a few extra things that I'm adding. It's pretty hectic at the moment. I need it to work not at 11 p.m. at night when it's just me testing it. I need it to work when some random person presses the button wherever in the world. That kind of work takes time, and it doesn't fit into the gaps. That sort of work you need to invest real time into. It needs the best hours of my day, not the leftover ones. So a few weeks ago, I made the call. I'd finish out my notice period and just do Zenvoy. My last shift on the job, I actually didn't work for too long. It was a 2-hour shift. I had to finish some boxing for some concrete slabs we were laying. I keep coming back to that one thing I was thinking when I was driving home. I wasn't thinking about landscaping. I was thinking about the to-do list I had for Zenvoy and how many things I needed checked off. This all needed to be done before launch. I think this was the answer to whether or not this was the right call, even before I let myself admit it. I want to be honest about how this feels. I'm not going to tell you some polished version that just wouldn't be true. Here's what's actually going through my head. No more landscaping pay. The good thing about when I was working as a landscaper was that the pay was steady and predictable. It didn't matter what else was going on. I always knew that that money was going to hit my account at the end of the week. That's gone now. Not paused. Gone completely. Unless I go back. There's a version of this where Zenvoy launches, and the thing I quit my job for gets a few hundred downloads and it goes quiet. Not because it's bad, but because that's just what happens when most things launch. And this time there's no job to go back to. I quit. I'm all in on Zenvoy. This is what I'm doing now. There's another layer to this, and it's that I'm building in public. If this doesn't work, I'll have the people that have been following along see everything come crumbling down. It doesn't fail quietly. It fails in front of all of the people that have been following this series. It's a strange kind of pressure that I've never really experienced before. It's something that I feel most people quitting a job don't have to carry. I chose that route when I started posting these videos. I don't regret it. But I'd be lying if I said it doesn't add another layer of pressure to this. The weight's getting heavier, and I'm starting to notice. The other thing, and this one's harder to say, landscaping was physically tiring, but it wasn't really that complicated. Dig here, dump a load there, move that, done by 3:30. This is a different kind of tired. This is a tired that doesn't end when the day ends. Because the thing that's stressing you out is the thing you're trying to build. There's no clocking off from it. I'm 20. Most people my age are still studying, or they're 2 years into a stable job, building the normal kind of momentum. I've now got no job, no degree, and an app that hasn't even launched yet. Said plainly like that, it sounds like a terrible decision. I know that, and I've sat with that a lot this week. I don't want to tell this like it's a bigger leap than it actually is. There's a difference between brave and reckless, and I've tried to land on the right side of that line. There's 2 things that make this calculated rather than blind. The first is that I do have another income that's going to be coming in. I manage partnership work for an influencer. It's not nothing, but it's not everything. It's the bridge that means that quitting the tools isn't quitting all income. The second is the maths. I built a financial model for Zenvoy a few months ago. Not a hopeful guess, an actual model. Scenario by scenario. The number that matters the most is not some huge subscriber count. It's 53. That's how many people I need to pay $10 a month to break even. Just 53 people. Keep going, and at around 147, it's making more than pocket money. Get to 500, and it's replaced the wage that I would have been earning landscaping. Those aren't guesses. Those are built off a financial model I've built for months. I'm not saying 53 is guaranteed. I'm saying it's a number that's actually achievable. It requires the thing that I've built to actually be useful to a small amount of people. It's a very different bet to needing to be the next big thing in 6 months. So when I say I quit my job, I don't want it to sound like I jumped off a bridge and am hoping there's water underneath. It's closer to, I checked how deep the water was, built a second rope and jumped anyway. Because the only way to figure out if this is going to work is to stop treating it like a side project. Here's what actually changes now that it's just this. The obvious one is time. I'm not splitting the best hours of my day for someone else's job while doing my own thing. The hours that used to go into landscaping now go into the list that Zenvoy needs before launch. That's not a small shift. That's about 30 extra hours a week that didn't exist before. The less obvious one is focus. When you've got a job on the side, there's always that version of you that says, it's fine, I'll catch up on the weekend. When something slips, that excuse is gone. There's no weekend to catch up anymore. There's just today and what needs to be completed. I think the biggest shift is actually about identity. For 8 months, if you asked me what I did for a living, I would have said, I'm a landscaper. I wouldn't even mention that I was building an app. I was not embarrassed, but I just never felt like there was belief in it. It was also a bit of a safety net. It meant that if everything went pear-shaped, I had something to go back to. It let me be a founder without fully committing to being a founder. That net is gone now. And it's the first time like everything's starting to feel super real. That's terrifying. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm pretty scared. And there's one more thing. The only reason why it truly makes sense to do this now, and not in 5 years, is because I'm only 20. I have no mortgage. I have no kids. I have nobody depending on my income but me. If this doesn't work, the cost of finding that out is a few months of my early 20s and some savings. Not a family's rent and not someone else's stability. I'll never have a better opportunity in my life to take a huge swing like this. It's not motivational talk. It's just true. And it's the actual reason why the timing makes sense now. So that's the decision. The last shift's done and it's just this now. I don't know if Zenvoy is going to work out. And quitting a job doesn't mean people are going to want this. It just changes how much more I have to invest into it. I picked up different tools this week. Not a mattock and a rake. A launch checklist. And a deadline. And what happens next actually gets to be the thing I built, not what was funding it. That's the last time I'll say when working full time in any of my videos. From here, it's just Zenvoy. And I'm pretty stoked about it. I really am. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate you. And thank you.